Hi, welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Loretta Rose. You've just tuned in to a Street Talk interview that is going to inspire you. Our special guest is LaMia Hernandez. She's going to talk about an organization that mentors ladies and also encourage others with passing on and spreading hope. Stick around. I'm Loretta Rose. You're watching here on cable TV. This is Beam TV. Welcome back. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. I am excited, as I told you, my special guest. Wow, she is amazing. LaMia Hernandez. I love this young lady. Thank you so much for being on today's show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I am super, super proud of you. Well, first of all, Sea of Hope. I love that name. Help us to know more about what Sea of Hope, all it entails.
Yes. So, Sea of Hope is my baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of Sea of Hope, the mission, is just to help people to just connect who they are mentally and who they are spiritually. So often, people tend to separate them, and they're not separated. They're actually intricately connected, more than what we would like to think. And at the end of the day, I think that people should know that.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm excited for the audience to get to know more about Sea of Hope and some other great things about your organization. I want to get right to it. Diamonds in the Making.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Diamonds in the Making is our women's mentorship program, right? At 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 the heart of it is me. At the heart of it is my story. Birthing Diamonds in the Making was a journey, and ultimately, what it is, a women's mentorship program where I help women to gain confidence, clarity, to walk in their God-given purpose without compromising who they are.
Oh, wow. I love that. Is there an age range that you target?
Yes. So the ideal age range is 18 to 35. I started 18 because we're going to be talking about adult things, right? From sex to addictions, finances, marriage, singleness, the whole 9 yards. And the women are walked through the program. It's a 10 to 12 week program depending on their pace, right? But I'm with them the entire time. They have an online course, and we meet on a weekly basis, and we just talk, and I answer any questions that they have from the videos or from the workbook that I provide to them, and we hash it out, and we help them to get down to the root of what's stopping them from being confident, what's stopping them from having clarity about where they're supposed to be next in their life.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I know the audience that is watching, probably wanting to know more about this age 18 to 35. Okay, I'm in the 50 range. So I am curious to know it's interesting to know, like, just being a fly on the wall with you all in your conversations. I'm wondering, between the ages of 18 and 35, what are some of the women's biggest challenge?
Man, needing to be consistent with their prayer life, needing to be confident and not ashamed of their past, and that in turn helps them to be confident and not ashamed of who God has called them to be going forward, right? I get the privilege of being with them kind of in the in-between and helping them to understand that they can move forward from their past, right? Some women have been in abusive relationships. Some women have just had broken homes, and I'm honored just thinking about all of their stories. It's an honor. So I'm just happy to be able to get the privilege to be in that in between space. And like I said, that's from 18 to just 35, right? It's interesting. It's interesting
I
in
can
all good.
imagine, especially for the young ladies, still trying to find their way or navigate their way through this thing called life. You, I love your story. As I was reading your bio, when you finished college, you've had the opportunity to experiment 4 different careers. And,
Yes.
and then tell us a little bit about that, because that was a pathway to where you are now.
It is. Oof. Fresh out of college. Honestly, I really want to say in between, because I had a year. So I was supposed to graduate in fall of 18, didn't, due to just one class. And from there, I had to figure out what I was going to do next, right? So I was a personal assistant first, and I enjoyed that job. It was what I needed at the time. I learned so much about myself, and I also learned a lot about how to run a business. The lady that I was under, she's a multimillionaire here in town, and I learned so much from her. And from there, I transitioned onto when I was on the interview, they said a liaison job, but when I got there, that isn't what it was. Really, I was doing door-to-door sales. Walking on foot in big cities here in Georgia. And honestly, Loretta, every day I went to that job, driving up, I cried every day, because I knew that God had more for me. I knew that this was not it. I was not happy. I was not fulfilled, right? So that was number 2. Number 3, I was a medical scribe here at a local psychiatrist's office. Loved that job. I was excited. I was enthused. It was in my field, in my degree, and I was like, okay, this is the place. This is the place. But God allowed me to transition from there too. I learned a lot of things, and I'm grateful for it. And number 4 is just working at a call center. I learned a lot about myself there too.
Yes.
Learned a lot about patience.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you're saying speaks so much volumes, and so many, I'm sure, is watching and can identify with what you're saying and where you were, or probably still there, trying to find their way. As you were speaking, I can recall, similar situations, and I have been at a place in work, and you said the key thing, fulfillment. Deep down inside, it is something else. But, and because of your relationship with God, see, that's what helped you on the pathway to find that. Fast forward, now you are right in the heart of what you love to do. And I always tell people, my passion helped me to find my purpose. I honestly believe that. But I seeked it, and that's what you did.
Yes.
As a young adult, and I'm super, super proud of you. So I'm curious to know the origin behind Sea of Hope. Like, what was the defining moment or time that when you said, okay, I'm going to do it? I think I talked to you about it too before, at some time we just jump.
Yes.
And do and trust God in what He has told us to do.
Yes.
So what was it for Maya? when you said, okay, God, I'm going to do this?
Oh, wow. So while I was a personal assistant, I was on my way to work one day, and I'm driving in the car on the highway. I don't even think the radio was on, and I heard devotional, and I knew what God meant. And I started yelling in the car, yelling from, just excitement, right?
Excitement.
It just excitement. And I was just like, no, no way, no. And he said, yes. And I said, okay, well, you're going to have to be with me
Yes.
because I don't know how to write a book. I don't know what that looks like. I don't even know where to start. And he began to bring people my way, right?
Yes.
So while I was writing my first book, my devotional on identity, he began to fuel and show me what Sea of Hope was going to be.
Wow. I love it.
And as I was just writing, I began to say yes more and more to him. After the book, it really opened me up to just the idea of owning what God has given me, right? And I said, okay, God, you've told me to write this book. How do you want Sea of Hope to start? How do you want it to launch? How do you want it to take off? He said, put your book on the website and start writing a blog, a men and women's blog. And I said, okay, all right. And honestly, Miss Loretta, in April of 2020, my grandfather passed away. And during that time, during that month, is when I wrote the first blog. It was very therapeutic. It was very therapeutic.
Yes.
And the first blog is called When One Door Closes.
Wow.
And I will never forget the moment. I will never forget that time when I published that first blog and officially said, Sea of Hope is alive. Sea of Hope is active, and Sea of Hope is going to help so many people to connect who they are mentally and who they are spiritually. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Wow. We're going to take a break. I told you, she is amazing and is such an inspiration. I love that. Wow. He showed you and told you what it's going to be. Stick around. You're watching Street Talk with Loretta Rose here on Beam TV.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back to Street Talk. I'm Loretta Rose and my special guest, LaMia Hernandez. Thank you again. She is sharing inspiration and also about her mentoring program for women. I love, love, love this. Diamonds in the Making. I love that. I like the name. How did you come up with the name?
Well, I had just moved, right, from college, and all of my friends were back there. And I moved to a new place, didn't know anybody, and really felt alone, really felt like I was by myself. Did I have my immediate family with me? Yes. But it was just me. I didn't have that community of women like I used to, right? And as I'm, just trying to figure out who am I supposed to be connected to, who are the women that are supposed to be my tribe, so to speak, God gave me the name Diamonds in the Making while at a new church, just trying to just build new friendships, build new relationships. And he gave me the name when I said, "Hey, ladies, do you guys want to do a Bible study?" And they all came over. It was just the first one was amazing.
So
it was great.
So where did that take place?
At my very first apartment, actually. Yeah.
Girl, so much happened in those type of settings. God birthed so much in those type of intimate settings.
Yes. And the name itself, I didn't understand it at first. But God said, "Diamonds in the Making." And I said, "Okay, well, break that down to me, God." And he said, "LaMia, you are in a place of pressure right now. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. But I want you to know that you are already a diamond in the making, in the process." And all I could do was sit back. Just like, okay, wow, thank you, and I knew that was the name that
beautiful
Diamonds in the Making was supposed to be, the mentorship program.
I love it. And now you're helping other young ladies to understand and know that they are too diamonds in the making. It's a lot of young ladies can't even see that. And you know why? Because they're comparing themselves to what they think the world say they should be. But how old are you?
25.
That just blessed my heart. To be 25 years old, and you started this before you was 25, but to be that young in today's time and can still move in a positive manner the way you are, how do you do it, Maya? I want to help some other ladies. How do you do it? Because you're a proof that it's possible.
I would say yes to that. Well, honestly, let me just say that the journey isn't easy, but I know that it is and that it will be worth it.
Amen.
Definitely worth it. You asked, how do I do it? God.
Amen.
Wake up every day and I say, "God, what am I supposed to do with my hair today? Where am I supposed to go? Who am I supposed to talk to?" Everything. But on a more practical level, I have to evaluate what kind of thoughts am I having about myself, right? When I look in the mirror, do I say, "Oh, well, you could do this better," or, am I criticizing myself, or am I instead giving myself positive words, right? And God had to walk me through this process, and just show me that if I am going to move forward faster, I have to learn to love myself and see myself how God sees me. So when I get up in the morning, I say, "God, let me to see myself how you see me. Yes. Allow me to speak positively to myself and love myself how you love me."
Yeah. That's key, to see yourself the way God sees you. I hope they get that. I hope people get that. Even adults, some of them, still can't really find their true identity because they're comparing themselves to something else that they can never measure up to.
Wow.
I always say, God made us an original. We can never be duplicated. Right. There will never be another Maya. Be your best version. Wow, I love this, Maya. I just wish when I was your age and I was a teenager, I had this type of mentorship. So that's what Diamonds in the Making. You're mentoring ladies. I want to help the community in the audience, whether you're locally, here on cable TV, or you're online. Let's paint the picture of your settings for this mentorship program, because it may be organizations that are watching may need for you to come to their organization to be able to share this program. Help us to get an idea of some of the things that you all do, or is it a program, a series of weeks? Because I saw coaching, you have coaching. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So the process. So the women are now, when they show interest in the program, they have a phone call with me, and basically, in a manner of words, I vet them, right? I basically, talk to them and see, is the program going to really help them? Because if the program isn't going to help them, I can always refer them to someone else, right?
Praise God.
Ideally, and this is ideally, a woman who is ready to move forward in what God has for her, that is ultimately what we're looking for, right? We want to help women that are ready to be helped.
Amen.
Right? And once they are vetted, they come on into the program. We set up their account for them. We give them all their login information. We send them their workbook that I created, and it's very detailed. And the workbook is actually paired with their online videos. So they're watching the videos, and they're also going through the workbook. Now, the program itself is 10 weeks, right? So there's 10 videos, but we tell the ladies to take their time. Take their time. Just that right there reminds them that they don't have to rush their growth process, right? So they each week are going through the videos, and every week we meet with them. So I meet with them, and we have a Q&A call, answer all their questions, and just dive deep. Just see, what questions do you have? So you had a challenge this week to go on a walk with just you and God. Did you do that? And if not, why not? What was the struggle? What held you back? And we discuss that.
Wow.
Because we want them to start living a life that they're proud of.
Amen.
To start living a life that they, and also the future generations, are going to be impacted by in a positive way.
Absolutely. I love it. For those that are watching, they may be interested in contacting you or finding out more. Do you have a social media site or website?
Yes. So social media, Instagram and Facebook, C like the ocean, C.of.hope. And that's Instagram and Facebook. And as far as the website is www.cofhope.co. So CO. And that's our contact information. The phone number is 678-590-5983.
Wow, I love it. And are you going to have upcoming events or projects?
Yeah. So actually, in the free women's group, we are actually having a new Bible study. And I'll just say really quick, the difference between the free women's group and the mentorship program is they don't get me every day. They don't get the time to sit with me and talk with me and really truly be nurtured on a personal, intimate level to really move forward. Yes, we do Bible studies. Yes, they can send me a DM on Facebook, but it's different than when you're sitting down or virtually sitting down, with someone face to face and actually hashing things out with them. But in the women's group, in the free women's group, we are having a new Bible study centered around resting in God.
Wow, resting in God. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's a process. It's a process. It's a trust.
It is.
You have to get to a point where you can trust God.
Yes.
Like all the way, not just part of the way, all the way. So give us your contact number again and your website again.
Yes. The number is 678-590-5983, And then the website is www.seaofhope.co.
I love it. I love it. So, Maya, I would be remiss if I did not allow you to close out today's show. As I was listening to you, I'm thinking of young ladies, women in college, teenage girls. Wow. And women that have been in relationships, have been broken, want them to know that life still goes on after whatever obstacle you have faced. I want you to be able to have an opportunity to speak from your heart to encourage women as a whole, women, to be their best version. It's okay to be different. Your difference has a purpose. Just like when you were alone and you were praying and asking God, you felt alone, but God reminded you you are a diamond in the making. So many others are right there, right there. But if you just trust God and move forward, you will see what you've never seen before. Because this right here, the outcome of your obedience, is a blessing. It's bringing hope. And that's what I saw. You are a hope giver. Yes. It's bringing inspiration. It's bringing motivation. It's mentoring. It's changing lives. It's a light of hope. That's what this is. And it's as a result of your obedience. I love it. And I'm proud of you. So I want you to speak from your heart and just speak to women. Look in that camera as we get ready to close out.
Life can be extremely difficult beyond words. And yes, you're going to have moments where people disappoint you. You're going to have moments where you may even feel like you've disappointed yourself. But what matters is, how are you going to move forward? How are you going to grow from what you've experienced? For a woman out there who is a single mom, your kids are depending on you, right? If you're a sister, your siblings are depending on you. If you're a mother, they are depending on you. But most importantly, I want you to understand that you are depending on you, right? You from 5 years from now are depending on you right now to be who you're supposed to be 5 years from now. Do not let things from your past, things that are happening to you now, don't let them make you a victim, because you're not. If you are a woman who has gone through abuse, I want you to know that what that person said to you, what that person did to you, that is a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of you. You are greater, you are more, you are stronger, you are better. And diamonds in the making, our mission and our purpose is to help you to realize just that.
I love it. Well done. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so
Appreciate
proud of
you.
you. I know you've been inspired. Please contact her if you want to know more, be a part of it, or be mentored. Sometimes you need to be mentored so you can mentor others. You've been watching Street Talk with Loretta Rose here on cable TV. It is Beam TV. Thanks for watching.